What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 211 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my bedroom. And today I'm giving you all the Week 16 picks around the NFL. I just can't believe Week 16 is already here. Just two more weeks left for the regular season. And what a season it's been. It's really flown by. So I'm going to give you my picks like I do every week. Last week was a 12-4 record and just a great week overall. I said we would bounce back from week 15? No, week 14's performance, and we did just that. So let's just do just as good this week, if not better. And we'll start with the Thursday game. It kicks off in about 4 hours. The Saints play the Rams, and these are two teams who are 7-7. They're going to meet with playoff implications on the line. The Saints look to win this game and take first place of the NFC South. And as for the Rams, they're currently the number 7 seed in the NFC. And they hope to stay that way if they get a win. So when it comes to offenses, I got to go with the Rams over the Saints. But when it comes to defense, I'm going to take the Saints over the Rams defense. And in my opinion, it's going to come down to what QB will make the less mistakes. This season, Stafford's proved that he could protect the ball while Derek Carr hasn't. And the Rams also won their last 4 or 5 games. So give me the hotter team, which is the Rams. I'm going to take them to win 28-23. On to the Saturday games. We have more Saturday football, thankfully. You can't beat 4 days out of the week with NFL football. It's going to be the Bengals taking on the Steelers, and two AFC North rivals meeting for the second time this season. The Steelers won the first matchup about a month ago, but this game's going to be completely different from the first game because in their first meeting, Jake Browning had his first start for the injured Joe Burrow, while the Steelers had Kenny Pickett before he got injured. And since then, Jake Browning and the Bengals have won 3 straight games, and the Steelers have lost 3 straight games. And Jake Browning has been absolutely on fire, while the Steelers, they struggle very, very bad in this game. They're going to go with Mason Rudolph because the Mitch Trubisky experience did not work out well for them the past few weeks. And both need a win to stay in the AFC playoff picture. And it's always a rugged and smash mouth game when these two teams meet. But I'm going to have to side with the Red Hot Bengals, 21-17. Next, we got the Bills taking on the Chargers. So the Bills are heating up at the right time, while the Chargers just lost by 40-plus points. Sure, the Chargers are going to be on 10 days rest and will be fired up after firing their head coach, Brandon Staley. But I don't think it's going to make a difference because Easton Stick is going to be their quarterback. I think the Bills defense will get after him, and then the Bills offense will steamroll through the Chargers defense. I don't really see how the Chargers can win this game, so I'm taking the Bills 38-17. On to the Sunday games. It's Christmas Eve games. We got a lot of games on Christmas Eve. It's the Commanders taking on the Jets. So two awful teams. They're both eliminated from the playoffs last week. And the Commanders have the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL, while the Jets have the 32nd ranked offense in the NFL. And so we're in for a Christmas Eve gift. We're really in for a treat. No, I'm just kidding. I'd rather get Cole than watch this game. But hey, it's football at the end of the day. So the Commanders, they benched their starting quarterback, Sam Howell, last week for Jacoby Brissett. And not for nothing, Jacoby Brissett played pretty well. I'm curious to see who starts this game. It'll probably be Sam Howell, but, if things get rough for him, throw in Jacoby Brissett. And as for the Jets quarterback situation, Zach Wilson was concussed last week. In came Trevor Siemian, who did not look good at all. So my guess is that Siemian's going to start because of the concussion to Zach Wilson. And rumor has it that Aaron Rodgers could have started this game, but it's so pointless. Right now, at this point in the season, they're eliminated from the playoffs. It would just be stupid of him to go out there. This is extremely tough to pick a winner, though. It really is. It's like trying to decide, like a holiday gift or a holiday food. Like, would you rather have fruitcake or would you rather drink eggnog? But give me the Jets. Give me the Jets because they have the better defense, and I'm going to take them with a 16-13 score. Next, we got the Lions taking on the Vikings. Two NFC North rivals. They're playing for the first time this season. And they usually split the series 1-1 every year, and they provide us with some great football every time they meet. The Lions look to continue to stay on top of the NFC, the NFC North, that is, and they also look to really make a name for themselves in the NFC. I know they've been good this year, but they've had their up and down moments, but you can't deny that they have had a really good season. As for the Vikings, they need a win because they're in the NFC playoff picture, but especially after they lost last week where they choked that 14-point lead in the fourth quarter just to lose in overtime. And both offenses are very explosive. The Lions is more explosive in my opinion, especially because of the run game they have. The Lions also have the QB advantage. I'm going to take Jared Goff over Nick Mullins any day. And both defenses are pretty similar, but I will say the Vikings are much better defensively. And I think it's going to be a close one, but the Lions are going to win 31-23 because of the better quarterback. Next, the Browns take on the Texans, and this is a 9-5 team facing an 8-6 team. They're going to go toe-to-toe, and this one has the makings of a really good game. The Browns want to get a win to stay in control of the AFC playoff spot. They're currently the 5th seed, and a win for the Texans improves their chances of not only a playoff spot, but a shot to win the AFC South. But sadly, C.J. Stroud will miss his second straight game with a concussion. And the Texans did beat the Titans last week without C.J. Stroud. But however, the Browns, they're a different animal than the Titans. The Browns defense is very elite. They have the pass rush, the secondary, and not for nothing too, Joe Flacco on offense, he's dialed in. He's been balling out for the Browns, keeping them in this thing. And I have to say, even with C.J. Stroud playing, I really couldn't see the Texans beating the Browns. So I think the Browns win 23-16. Next game, the Packers take on the Panthers. So the Packers have been playing really bad the last few games. They still have a chance for the playoffs in the NFC, but they need to get it together and get a win. As for the Panthers, they have nothing to play for. I'm sure they wouldn't mind raining on someone's parade like they did last week like how they did last week against their rival Atlanta when they pulled off the upset. And oddly enough, I could see the Panthers possibly winning this game, but I doubt it since the Packers are definitely a better team overall. And if the Packers do goof around and they don't take care of business, then the Panthers will definitely upset them. But say what you want, this is a tough pick in my opinion. But I'll go with the Packers 24-14 because they know what's at stake. Next, the Seahawks played the Titans. So the Seahawks have everything to play for. They have playoffs in sight. And as for the Titans, they have nothing to play for. They were eliminated last week. And the Seahawks have a golden opportunity, and they can't screw this up. I don't know if Geno Smith's coming back at quarterback or if it's going to be Drew Lock, but I don't think it matters because I think they get the win regardless. And after last week's Monday night victory against the Eagles, they're going to be amped up. They're going to be ready to go. They're going to be motivated. So I'm going to take them 24-20. Next, the Colts play the Falcons. So the Colts look for a win and stay in the AFC playoff picture. They're currently the 7th seed, and they can also take first of the AFC South. Meanwhile, as for the Atlanta Falcons, their playoff chances are on life support. They could turn it around with the win, but it's a winnable game for the Falcons. They just need to play smart football, which they haven't really been doing lately. And it's really tough to rely on Desmond Ridder to protect the ball versus a Colts defense that loves to create turnovers. I do think the Colts are better all around, though, so I'm going to take them to win a close one, 24-23. The next game, the Jaguars take on the Bucs. So the battle of two Florida teams, both of them lead their division, except the one Florida team, which would be the Jags, is on a 3-game losing streak, while the other Florida team, being the Bucs, is on a 3-game win streak. This will be a very, very competitive game. It's such a pick'em game because the Jags are on a skid, while the Bucs are on the rise, and something tells me that the Jags will bounce back, though. It's very tricky to pick a winner. I'm lacking confidence here. I just don't see the Jaguars, with their head coach being Doug Peterson, dropping 4 straight games. They're too good for that, so I think they bounce back with a 31-28 win. Next, the Cardinals take on the Bears, so 2 of the NFL's worst teams will meet. Both teams have a mobile quarterback that are fun to watch with similar play styles. Both quarterbacks are basically a carbon copy of each other. I do lean towards the Cardinals quarterback, Kyler Murray, more due to his experience. But Fields, he just got in the league 2 years ago. He can definitely surpass him in the future. And as for the Cardinals, they play inside of a dome. It's going to be tough for them to go on the road into Chicago where it's going to be cold. It's going to be rough weather. So I think the outside elements are going to benefit the Bears. It is an evenly matched game, though. Both teams can actually run the ball. Their defenses are meh, but I'll give the advantage on defense to the Bears. The wide receivers and tight end cores are close for both these teams, but I give the Bears a small edge with that. And not for nothing, the Bears have been playing better lately, so I'll take them to win 25-23. Next, the Patriots take on the Broncos. So the Patriots season is over with. They were eliminated from the playoffs last week, but the Broncos' playoff chances are alive and well. They need this win to help them secure a spot in the AFC, and especially after getting slaughtered last week against Detroit, they really need a win here. And you know what? They're a better team overall than the Patriots. They have too much to play for. They're going to be ready to go. They know what's at stake. Their defense is going to eat against this Pats offense that has just been horrible. And a bonus for the Broncos is that they're playing at home where it's a high altitude. So give me the Broncos here 24-13. The next game, my Dallas Cowboys take on the Miami Dolphins. So the battle of two 10-4 teams. Both are similar yet different. Both get made fun of for not beating teams over 500. The Cowboys have two wins against a team above 500, while the Dolphins have one. And both teams play great at home, but they're very bad on the road. And as a Cowboys fan, that's what worries me about this game. It's on the road, and all four of the Cowboys' losses happened on the road this season. And I don't know why that is. Hopefully they could turn it around in this game because they need to figure it out. And I think the offense is going to do their thing. But what about the defense? Every time the defense goes on the road, it's like they forget to play football. The Dolphins have a solid run game, and the Cowboys' defense is terrible against the run while they are playing on the road. And another question I have is, how are they going to slow down Tyreek Hill? Because I'm sure he'll be back this game, and I'm sure he's going to cause a lot of problems. They got to get to Tua Tagovailoa early. They got to hit him. They got to force turnovers, get some sacks. And I think if they do that, it will be a recipe for a win. But you know I'm going to be rocking with the Cowboys no matter what. So give me them to win here 28-24. Next are the Christmas Day games. They happen on Monday. We got 3 of those games, and we're going to start with the Raiders taking on the Chiefs. 2 AFC West rivals meet again. The Chiefs won the first one after the Raiders blew a 14-0 lead. The Chiefs will be home, which is going to set up in their favor. And so long as the wide receivers of the Chiefs don't drop any passes and there's no penalties, the Chiefs should win this game. And also, Patrick Mahomes is 10-1 all time against the Raiders. And the Raiders, they'll need some magic for a win, because even if they jump out by a couple scores, we've seen in the past there's been a few games between these teams where they get a 14-0 lead, a 17-0 lead, a 20-0 lead, and then they completely fall apart and blow the game. So I got to go with the Chiefs here, 30-10. On to the next game, the Giants take on the Eagles. So NFC East rivals colliding for the first time this season. The Eagles are on a tough 3-game losing streak, while the Giants just got their 3-game winning streak snapped. I highly doubt the Giants go into the link and get a win. But as a Cowboys fan, this is going to sound gross, but I'm pulling for the Giants all the way. And Tommy Cutlets, I trust. I think he's going to get the job done, and the Giants secure a 24-21 win. The final game is the Ravens taking on the Niners. So get your popcorn ready, because this is going to be a movie. 2 teams that are 11-3 who are currently the number 1 seed in their respected conference. They're going to go and slug it out. We're in for an absolute Christmas Day treat. These teams match up perfectly against each other. They have 2 great offenses with amazing run game. Both teams have elite defenses. Both have a reputable head coach. So it's going to be a very, very good game. It's almost impossible to pick a winner. You better just flip a coin or play rock, paper, scissors against someone to figure it out, because it could go either way. But I'm going to be rolling with the Ravens here, 27-24. So that's it for my picks for Week 16. Let me know what you guys think. But before I go, I give you my lock of the week. I'm going to go with the Bills over the Chargers, and my upset will be the Ravens over the Niners. So yeah, let me know what you think of my picks. Remember to follow or subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow my Instagram down below. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Have a safe and blessed holiday, and I'll see you in the new year.